Hello everybody, this is Vinton, aka BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is Wednesday, and we're going to be doing something kind of interesting. Okay. Well, not really much interesting, more along the lines of, something that I can do with very little consequence for whether or not the signal drops. For as you can see, we're still having problems, unfortunately. Although I do have a little bit of an update on that. Now, if you haven't been following the stream or you haven't heard about it in any way, shape, or form, I've been having some weird internet issues as of late, and I've had several calls with the my internet provider trying to get their attention, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I mean, and the thing is, it's perfectly fine. My equipment works, like all of our routers are working, like perfectly fine. It's just like the connection between all of that stuff and their network is completely screwy. Well, not completely. It's more like it works fine, and then for a period of about 10 seconds at random, completely random, the internet just cuts out, and then it cuts back in over that period of time, and then it just keeps going from there. And we have still not managed to figure out what the heck that problem is, but it looks like they're starting to hone in on it. Because apparently, they've had several cases of other people within the area finally calling them and telling them the exact same thing. And they have been pointing out the times when it's at its worst, which is usually in the PM hours. So they're starting to finally crack down on it. But until then, we're just going to continue to have these problems, and we're still going to have these issues. That's a shame. I'm not very happy about that, and especially considering the fact that I can't do anything about it. So I guess the only thing I can do is just plan for doing some streams for the next following little while here that have, like, that doesn't have to do with anything too strenuous or something that isn't too, like, I don't know, something that isn't tied too deeply into following a storyline or anything to that degree. And that's why I think a lot of roguelikes and things of that nature are probably going to be happening. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to continue doing the Phoenix Wright episode. I have no idea. Hello, Rocky Jordan. But, yeah, that's what's happening. And if the internet does cut out tonight, I apologize again. There's not much that I can really do about it. But as long as these internet issues are happening, at the very least, I want to set up... I want to get the best out of it, the most out of it, so that's why I've done something kind of interesting today. Here, let me pull up the window. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be playing Terraria, but down in the corner, I've actually set it up so that I am recording the output of the internet heading to you guys. So, yeah, it's going to be recording down there, and I'm recording it locally. Like, I'm recording the stream locally right now on this computer. So, in the event there is any sort of outages, we will be able to read it from here. That should be nice. Like, I don't know. We will see. Ooh, Porky Pig is apparently now following. Thank you. But, yeah, let us just dive right on into Terraria. Now, to give you guys a little bit of backstory with me and Terraria. Now, I haven't streamed this ever before, but I have played Terraria a lot. Actually, hold on a second. First, I'm going to actually check and see how much time I've put into it. Fuck, okay, alright. I don't even want to say the number, so I'm just going to go ahead and, here. Bit janky, but I'm going to go ahead and, just go ahead and put that number up now. Here, there we go. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I'm a little obsessed with it, just a tad bit. I don't know. Is there anybody who has played more than that? Yeah, we'll see. Now, Terraria was kind of the game that I started playing around the time when I started getting really sick of Minecraft, but I still wanted to play something similar. You've played that a lot? Like, Porky Pig, you've played base. I mean, what's your hour count? I would like to hear that. Mirf. But, yeah, I think I just want to do something a little inconsequential today. Just jump into Terraria, do some derping around. 1,300 hours. That's about right. So, yeah. I've already preset up a character and a world just so we don't have to worry about that. It is softcore because... Fuck, I don't want to deal with that. Here, but I haven't actually loaded it up yet, so... There we go. Now, I haven't played the game since I think I jumped back into the game around the time when the moon boss started to be a thing. Oh, good! Rain, already. Day 1. Thank you, game. Yep, this is corruption. Yeah. I specified corruption, actually. I made sure it was. It's because I prefer corruption. I don't know. Maybe it's just my, I'm used to it, I guess. Either that or I'm just a fanboy for it. Oh, I like the corruption. It's nice and purple and creepy. Oh, yeah. You like Crimson? You know, I see its appeal, but in my opinion, it's just sort of a... It's very, very similar to what corruption is. The only difference being that, yeah, you're fighting a slightly different boss and some slightly different enemies. But it does kind of the exact same job as corruption would. Get the hell out! Oh, this is why I didn't want it to rain today. Okay. Stop it. I do like the brain boss. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch, too. Yeah, I am, dual streaming between here and Twitch. Yeah, Mixer and Twitch. Mainly due to the fact that some people, they like to directly talk with people as they're, doing streams. And I hate the 10-second delay. It feels awful. I like shrinking that thing down to 1 second. It's nice. Frickin' fish! Get out of here! How many views on Twitch? Not many. I'm going to be incredibly honest with you. Barely anybody watches me. That's a shame. But hey, I just like to play video games, and I like to chat with people. It's cool. As my Ubra, if there are no people chatting, I'm good with just talking about pop culture and things of that nature. I'll grow. Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to not be talking to, not talk to myself all the time, by myself, on a regular basis. Nobody around. Just making jokes and laughing to myself. But, I mean, that's not even like a gigantic portion, you'll say. Well, that'd be nice. I mean, that's not a gigantic portion of why I stream in the first place. Mainly because I just like it. Pretty much. Just jump online, and every once in a while, people pop in the chat, and you say hello. As well as also, this is sort of my way and my interpretation of like a blog or something. Instead of sitting down and writing it on a piece of paper. Or... Oh, damn it. Okay, now I need a. I need a crafting table. Sure. Oh, these guys are not helping me. Stop it. Anyway. I don't know. I treat it a little bit more like a web blog. I just talk about random nonsense. Or things in pop culture. Or at least things that are fun. There's a whole lot of things that are brain breaky. And that's not fun. I like to talk about tech news, that kind of thing. For instance... please get out of here, fish. For instance, the SNES Classic pre-orders. I guess they're going to be starting sometime at the end of late August, something like that. Pop quiz on Terraria? I'm good with that. How much do I know? I mean, I've played an absolute hell of a lot of it. I don't know if I know any, like, deep lore or anything. I know one or two things. How do I get in hard mode? Okay, see, the problem is, like, that's a muddled question because hard mode, I don't know what you mean by that. Because there's hard mode in terms of if you beat the game and you beat the wall of flesh, and then suddenly it becomes hard mode, and then all of the corruption goes absolutely insane, and it's a fight between the light and the dark. But, of course, then there's the hard mode stuff where if you die permanently. So... Okay, I think I need to actually start planning on building a house here. From pre-hard mode to hard mode. I am not... I don't know, it's muddled and confused. I kind of just play the game and see what the hell happens. Here. Let's make a floor. Oh, God. Yeah, I need to build a... This is a very bad time to start a freaking game of Terraria. Just so many freaking fish in the air. Merp. Again, I've played a hell of a lot of Terraria. Here's one thing that I'm not a gigantic fan of when it comes to Terraria, and games of similar caliber. I'm not a fan of the fact that, in a lot of cases, there is some stuff that you are just not going to be able to figure out unless you look it up. You know, it's sort of the Minecraft syndrome where you're not really going to know how to make an item until you actually look it up or somebody tells you. I don't know. I'm not a gigantic fan of that. Of course, then again, it is sort of fun to figure this stuff out, being like, okay, how do I go about doing this stuff? And it's sort of aimless unless you know. Or unless you watch some Let's Plays, that's another thing. I'm trying to think of a good example of something I never would have figured out by myself. I suppose that's what the guide's for. I guess that's true. It'll take like 12 years before you finally manage to figure stuff out. But again, that's what internet resources are for. The people that have basically taken strategy guides and thrown them out the window. Yeah, the internet. Let's see, I know Minecraft in particular. That was a big one where it pretty much told you nothing. Just being like, okay, here you go, figure it out. Like, can you imagine the first Minecraft players that were not told anything about what they were supposed to be doing? You know, it's like, how many people would immediately just be like, let's just punch the hell out of this tree and see what happens. And then they figure that out, and I suppose it's just a line of trying to destroy nature at that point. Oh yeah, you have Terraria Wiki on your phone? What was it, I know Minecraft has got a bunch of official... You know, official apps and sources to be able to look things up. Which, you know, I suppose, if you wanted that information directly on your phone offline, that'd be cool. Swipe, 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 swipe. No, I always tend to forget just, like, what materials are stronger than other ones. And that kind of thing. Especially considering the fact that they've added all these new materials out of frickin' nowhere. Okay. I like high ceilings. Hey, guy, did you want to get in here? Cool, cool, cool. Stay inside. Alright, I suppose I could put this down now. I haven't collected any stone, so I can't actually forge anything. Boy, now what? I don't know. Let's see. So here's the thing. For me, when it comes to playing Terraria or just any games like Minecraft or things of that nature, I tend to play them more relaxed. Here. Good. Stay indoors. No, stay indoors, you bastard! Come on. I provide shelter for you and then you go out and you kill slimes. Really? Don't you let them in. Don't you do that. You're smarter than that. Let's see. You're mind blown on the 1.3 stuff. Here's the thing. The last time that I played Terraria was around the time when the moon boss happened. And the moon boss, that impressed me. But I've heard that they've recently done some updates on it since then. I don't know what that entails, and I haven't looked it up. Pretty much on purpose, because I kind of want to run into that myself. Anyway, back to what I was saying before. So, when it comes to building structures, I'm extremely lazy with this. I tend to play these kind of video games for the adventure and the go out and collect thing, like that collect nature kind of thing. So what I tend to do is I tend to just say screw it on building something pretty, and I just build something that works. Let's see. Oh, as soon as you knew about 1.2, 0.4, 1.3 came out. So what I tend to do is this. There we go. There we go. Now we have another room. Can you see where I'm going with this? Now I wonder how many other people do this. Where it's being like, well, I could build an entire village with everybody having their own separate houses. Or I could build an obnoxious apartment complex. Because that's what I do. And I know it's kind of lazy, but you're going to run into a whole bunch of that. Just being like, does this work? Mechanically, does this work? You hate building houses. You build them smaller than my house. Yeah, you know, like, I guess there's a portion of my brain I'm just like, I want it to be aesthetically pleasing a little bit too. You know, I'm not gonna put my heart and soul into making every single bit of it, but at the very least, I want to make it look presentable, slightly, if I can. Boy, guy, did you want to get in here? Should probably make some torches, because E's gonna get dark. Here, and then let's just light every single corner of the house. Oh, did I build it? Why did I put that down? I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I need walls. Yeah, I know I need walls. I'm working on this slowly. I'm just gonna make some wooden walls. Call it a day. Nobody gets windows. I forbid windows. There we go. I forget how much I need to make. Something like that much. I think that much covers it. So, buddy. Do you want to come inside, or are we just going to hang out there? I swear to God, if you open up the door while all these zombies are outside, I am not going to forgive you. Let's see, how's the network holding up so far? I need chairs. Yes, I do. I know what's required. I'm building them on slowly. Whoops. Here, come on. It wasn't something like you need walls, chairs. Did you need a table too? I don't know. I tend to add like just a bed, table, chairs, all that stuff. Don't you do it. Close the door. Stay inside, asshole. Good. Good. Panic in the basement. He's cool. They'll go away eventually. Thank God I'm not playing this in like hardcore mode or something like that, because just, you know, we haven't reached one of those nights where they can actually break down the doors. Now, I do wonder how many people probably do this tower thing. I don't know why. I really like to build towers in these kinds of games. I had a sort of very similar setup happening in my Minecraft world. If you go back and I posted on, what was it? I did the whole like Vive Minecraft mod thing, and I built a tower very similar to this. I like building towers. All right, walls, chairs, table, or crafting table, light, doors. Okay, doors, those are needed. Okay. Yeah. I tend, like, I know a good system that works. Oh boy, where'd my guide go? Oh, he's over there. He let a zombie in the basement. I'll be fine, as long as I stay in here. Oh, I'm at a wall. Good. Okay. Can I handle you? I don't know. Here. Head over here. Okay, you're actually pretty tough. Damn it! I need a good sword. Here. How effective is... Okay, here we go, here we go. Yeah, that works. Yeah, get a pillar... Yeah, I need a better everything, pretty much. There we go. Okay, I'm trying to think... Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this one thing that I recently saw just yesterday. I guess IBM, they recently made essentially a tiny little strip of metal that is about the length of like a USB stick, but they managed to pack in something like 330 terabytes on it. I don't know how the hell I don't know how the heck they did that, but good lord. That is amazing. And it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, okay, how long do we need to wait till we get those? Because that sounds awesome. Here, I'm going to make 4 of those. 4 of these. 4 of them. Yeah, I think that's everything that I need. Now, I'm trying to remember. I would usually, like, set up a bed, like, around this end. And then just pile on all the other stuff. Go mining? Not yet. Still building stuff. I'll work on it. Here, It's been a very long time since I played this, so... Here, humor me. So, how many spaces is this? 3? Oh, good. The rain stopped. Here. There's that. And then I tend to... I'm trying to remember exactly... Oh, no. Oh, I just remembered. I'm also very lazy when it comes to storage, and I tended to just give people their chests. And then what I would do is I would just store my shit in their chests. And then just remember where I stashed stuff. Go mining when it's daytime. Yes, exactly. So I'm trying to remember this. Here. So I think it was something like right here. Oh, here. I keep pressing the inventory button because I've been playing way too much Ark Survival. Oh, which, by the way, there's a fun little controversy happening with that. I suppose, like, from what I hear, Ark Survival, they recently raised the price on Ark Survival, which is something they said they were not going to do. And they weren't going to do that until it was outside of alpha. And that kind of sucks. Like, I can see where people are really angry, especially when they were promised that they were going to get a specific thing, and they did not get specific thing. You know, that's crap. And I don't even know why the heck they would even turn around on that promise. Like, how much money do they really need? Now, I forget. Who's the current publisher for them? I don't know. Because this stuff, it tends to fall to whoever the heck the publisher is. Like, they tend to be the people who are at fault for this kind of thing. You can't remember? Yeah, I don't either. I know Wildcard is one of the developers, but I don't know who the publisher is. I think it's like a larger publisher. It just kind of sucks that a business decision like this was made. Especially since we kind of live in an internet age, or, you know, a game-playing age, where you can't really get away with a whole lot of stuff before people really start to scream at you, just being like, nope, you've turned around. Indie developers turned around on their ways. Kill them. Slaughter them for all their bananas. Okay. The internet's actually holding out, and I am kind of impressed. Now, I will say, I think we are a little bit trigger-happy when it comes to that kind of stuff. At the same time, I can see the dilemma and where people are coming from when this crap happens. Because I know for a fact that if they promised me that they were going to do something a specific way, and then a year into production, they just said, meh, fuck it. It's sort of like, I remember seeing Mighty Number 9, and a whole lot of people felt just betrayed by that they handed so much money off to that thing, and it turned out, oh, well, the game sucks. You'd be pissed. I definitely would. I guess it all comes down to whether or not you were a backer from, like, the very beginning. Like, there's betrayal. Oh, it depends on how long you've been hanging out with them and whether or not you feel it's personal. I guess when it gets to that point, totally, yeah. Okay. Right then. Did I? Yeah, I threw the door out. Here, hold on a second. Boink. I'm trying to make this line up the best I can. Use up the most of my space. Give everybody a table. And again, I'm going to try and give everybody a bed and a chest. There we go. I suppose now I just have to kind of wait until these guys stop knocking at my door. Okay. Terraria still £13 in England. Really? I'm trying to remember how much is Terraria. How much is Terraria in the States? Is it like $10? I'm trying to recall. Here. This place is clear. I'm just going to knock down some trees. Should probably replant a few of these too. There we go. Now I'm trying to remember, like, despite the controversy involved with Ark, I still like it as a game. Oh, I really hope that things don't go belly up there. Like, they were doing pretty bad with the whole Scorched Earth controversy. That was fun. Do you remember that one? That was hell on toast for them, that's for sure. Ooh. Xbox One 1.3 is still not out. It'll get there. That's usually how console ports works. Console ports work, unfortunately. Now, funny enough, the controversy involved with Scorched Earth, I was with them for the entire time. Because, you know, that version of the game, Scorched Earth, was not made by the... yeah, I know. I'm going to go mining. Don't you worry about that. Lag? How much lag we talking? Are you talking just like text lag or something? Or lag between you and me? Oh, spikes. That might have something to do with my internet. I don't know. Again, I'm having problems. Again, I have the readout down there so I can record it in the event something really torrentially terrible happens. Oh, again, we got people coming out at some point where they're going to fix the issue. No connection. Looks like it's fine. Like right now, what you're seeing right now on connection, it's pretty much exactly that is the wavering that you are supposed to be seeing off of that. I know I've dealt with it several times. I have tested it. I've watched that thing over many different streams. I can tell you from experience that is how it's supposed to look. You know, it's supposed to waver every now and then, just like up, down, up, down. It smooths out a little bit, and then it starts wavering again, up, down, up, down. Now I'm talking like if it spontaneously just drops off the face of the earth. That's when I should worry. It's interesting. I think it's sort of a rubber banding thing where it's trying to like keep up with itself. All right, so where should I start? Starting off with a natural cave is probably a good idea. Let's see. I know the umbrella is useful. Hold on a sec. Can I put that in my inventory? I forget. Am I supposed to just hold that in my inventory? Or like have it on my hotbar in the event I need to fall someplace? Problem is, like, once you fall using the umbrella, now you have to climb back up. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Looks promising. Oh, but I just remember... Oh boy, I need to collect some materials badly. These guys are tough to fight. Owie! Oh god, I'm nearly dead. Stop it! Again, luckily I'm soft core, so no work. Yeah, it's like no worries. I just lose money. I'm good. Oh, use the grenade. Probably a good idea. Eat. Nope. Oh shit! Where am I? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hey, there's a bird down here. How you doing, bird? Here, I found myself some resources. But this just reminds me of all the times when my friends would get together and we had, like, Terraria servers. And we just derp around in them. We would try to collect as much stuff as we could. Bad news is that Terraria's... I'm not going to say more story-oriented, but it's definitely... I don't know. It's sort of tier-oriented, where you get a certain amount of materials and resources at certain times in the game. You move on to the next tier, then the next one, then the next one. And to that degree, it can get a little bit stale. Oh, but you know what I would really like to find? The magic shield. Or no, the magic mirror that brings me back. That would be very nice. Here. Drain off that water. Thank you. Okay. So I do wonder, how many people, like, watch Terraria streams on a regular basis now? I didn't really look into it, I sort of popped on Terraria today because I'm like, that works. But is there still like an active streamer base? What do I like more, Minecraft or Terraria? That's a good question. No one watches it? Meh. I guess I'm not surprised, considering the fact it's been out for quite some time. What do I like more? I guess... If you had to hold me down... If you held me down and, like, forced me to pick one of them, I would have to say probably Terraria. Just because, yeah, it does feel like you're working up towards something. You know, not so much Minecraft. It feels a lot more aimless that way. It's been getting better now that they've added a whole bunch of things, like the, you know, you can go to, like, dungeons and things to that degree. But that happened way too late before... people who do watch it ask to join. Well, I think I'm just going to be doing some single-player stuff. Especially considering the fact that, again, because of network issues and the fact that I'm so terrified of cutting out at any time, at any moment. You don't have a PC? Ooh. You have, like, a Mac or what? Or is this, like, off of a tablet? Oh, boy. Xbox One? Ah, okay. See, I don't have an Xbox One. I'm like super ridiculously ingrained and entrenched in PC. Like, ridiculously. Vein mining, I see. Pretty much. I'm trying to find something. Or a cave. Something to that degree. I would like. This is a little less treacherous. Yeah, the biggest issue when it comes to PC is the starting point. You know, like the starting amount of money that you have to spend in order to just be, you know, get into PC gaming and that kind of thing. Yeah, expensive, exactly. And trust me, I know the pain of that. I heard a duck. Is there a chance there could be a duck underground, or am I hearing that duck from, like, above? Oh god, slimes, please leave me alone. I will say, one thing that definitely helps out, it's above. Yeah, I figured. I want to find the rare underground duck. Hey. Quackity quack. Now, one thing about, PC stuff, it might be really expensive just to get into it, but I can tell you right now, it's a lot cheaper to build your own PC as opposed to going out and picking up a, basically gaming PCs, or the things that they advertise as gaming PCs. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, absolutely nonsensical. Like, I've seen Alienware PCs that have gone up to, like, ridiculous prices for no other reason aside from, oh, yeah, no, it is good. It's got all the power you're ever going to need and then some. Yeah. Buy our PCs. It's like, no. Because if I buy your PC, I'm going to be spending, like, $7,000. That's not fun. That's not fair. There. And meanwhile, if you actually built it yourself, you would be spending something like $2,000. Which is still a pretty freaking high expenditure, but still, it's not bad. And you get a hell of a lot of power for it. You would just get a Mac and a mouse, done. I know a lot of people like that. I know a friend of mine, as of late, PC gaming on Mac has actually gotten very, very good. So a friend of mine who has basically been Mac Central for pretty much the entirety of his life, he is very happy about that. You know, finally he can play some of the games that he's seen other people play for the longest time, but he hasn't been able to. Because for whatever reason, games just didn't fall on his platform. Which doesn't make any sense. Mac and PC are essentially kind of the exact same thing. The only difference is that, well, you know, who do you want to sell your soul to? That's the end of it. Oh, wow. Yep, I saw that spike. Now, here's a question for you. Did you have any particular problems with the stream when that happened? Like, did you see any cutouts? Die, Pinky. You did? Okay. Yeah, okay, that tells me some things. Like, so, that was a pretty minor one. In really bad situations, all of a sudden, the internet would completely and entirely cut out, and I would be gone for a period of about 10 seconds. So, that was a pretty weak one. I'm kind of happy about that. Please go away. Boy, after fighting it for this long, I hope I get a gold coin from Pinky. I know Pinky drops a whole lot of money, just standard. Explode, please! Ow. Gotcha! Ooh, close enough. Okay, right now I'm just sort of burrowing my way down, because I want to find a cave system. Okay. 99 of 1. Yeah. Almost. Yeah, it works. Okay, now back to what I was talking about. Now, PC... I don't know. Here's the funny thing with me. I have basically been Windows my entire life. Like, the entirety of my life. So, whenever I see a Mac... It's interesting. It's sort of like almost English, but not. What's my mining strategy? Ooh, I saw something explode down there. It's getting close. My mining strategy, I have a couple of them that I've done in the past. One of them is... I've done this before where I just, like, burrow basically a gigantic hole to hell. Where I put down an absolute crap ton of rope and... Ooh, hey, Wilbur the Merchant has arrived. Oh, you can't see that because of the connection thing. Whoops. I guess I'll just call that out when it happens. Yeah, the merchant's here. So there's this. If I want to start burrowing down, but I don't want to use up any rope, I just do this. Is it so I don't die from fall damage? Yes. Pretty much. I mean, again, under other circumstances, if I had the money to be able to buy rope, or if I had enough rope, I would just use rope in these situations, but as it stands, this works. Alright, found myself a cave system. Good. I think now would be a good time. Plop this down. Oh, a chest! Nice. Here. What do we have in here? Oh, sweet! First part of the shackle system. Or, you know, the climbing system, rather. Get all that stuff. Grab the chest, because that's actually pretty valuable. Okay. Oh, Slime, you want to come with me on this grand adventure? Hey, buddy, where are you going? Don't drown yourself. Merp. Cool. Thank you for the money. Alright, so now we have this. I see some copper below me, so... I guess I'll try and just carve it out from here. Let's see. Now, it's funny to see, like, just, oh. Go right a bit, mine down. Right a bit? Did you see a thing? You talking down there? It's kind of dark. Can't really see, and I can't see it on the map. Yeah. Yeah, I might try and... I'll try and mine right this direction and keep going down. To try and avoid all the water. Anywho, no, what was I saying before? Oh, hey, wait a minute. Oh, there's some stuff in here. Wait. What is this? Is this silver? Oh, yeah, it is silver. So I suppose lead is going to be my version of iron this time around. There. Okay. Oh, I see some stuff in the wall here. And these bastards are getting on my nerves. The second I get the chance to have a nicer weapon, I am definitely going to take it. The really fun thing is going out and finding, just finding really good weapons just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Like, what was that one blade that you can find that's just sort of hidden in a crevice thing? What is it? You know, it's like, it's sort of like a King Arthur's stone thing. You find it out in the middle of nowhere, and you follow the path downwards, and it's like this grassy enclosure thing. And it's got a really nice shimmery sword. Ooh, a little bit more water. Oh, great, the zombies are here. The enchanted sword, that's it. Thank you. There we go. Now, I will say this. If we manage to find a gravitation potion, I'm going to cheap the ever-loving hell out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and find the... oh, what was it? Like the star one? I haven't played Terraria in a very long time. Can you tell? There we go. Okay. Now, it's kind of how I played Terraria, just being like, okay, what's the cheapest option? What's the easiest thing that I could possibly do here? This? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I guess I kind of just want to move on and get to, like, some of, like, the ridiculous boss-type things. Again, sort of like the, oh my god, the moon boss was absolute bullshit. Oh yeah, definitely. There's the sword, and then there's all the other stuff you can get on those islands. And let me tell you, I want to get all those items, and I want to combine them on a ticker table. That way I could basically not have to worry about fall damage or anything of that sort. I could just fly around with reckless abandon and not give any craps. Oh, the Star Fury, that's it. Yeah, the Star Fury is cheap. It's extremely cheap. You're like, oh, hey, what's that? There's a blood moon? Oh, okay. Star, 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 star. Yeah, it's good, but it's cheap. I never felt right when it came to using those items. Again, it felt sort of cheating-esque. I know the game, it hands you the tools, and it gives you the option to use them however you want. It feels like the quickest and easiest answer just is the cheapest one. I wasn't sure how people would, how people would respond to something like that. There. You know, whether they would see me do that, just be like, "Oh, yeah, you're just such a noob. Why aren't you doing it the hard way, where you're creating just a gold sword out of finding an absolute heap load of gold, and it's a light source too." Yeah, exactly. And that way you can see all the walls in the back. Yeah. Again, it's such a ridiculous MacGuffin. Just you grab it out of nowhere, and then suddenly you have all this power. Whatever floats your boat. That's what I'm thinking. And that's one thing I thought. It's like, yeah, it's a video game, man. Like, however you want to play a video game, that is perfectly fine. Frankly, I find it's even funnier when you play video games in such a way that you're just trying to break the hell out of it. That, you know? So like all those videos where they have GTA, people playing GTA and destroying it. You know, just using like the whale mods, that kind of thing. There. Although, yeah, kind of annoys the piss out of me that GTA is so anti-mod. Oh, good, sand. Boy, what does that entail? What does that mean for me? I hear some water happening in the, in my right ear. Get mods for Terraria. Funny enough, I've never actually tried any mods for Terraria. That might actually be a good idea. I might want to try and do that. Because, yeah, even like the current version of Terraria, it feels sort of, I've already done it. Gotten a little bit sick of it. Not to a point where I'm, I actively hate playing it, but mods actually might help it. Thing is, I'm always terrified to download mods, because what happens if I really, really like a mod, and then suddenly my original image of a game is forever tarnished? It's like, oh god, okay. Well, the mod was 200 times better than the base game. Well, crap. I've had that happen several times with a bunch of different games. Or I played the mods, and then I never played the base game ever again. Of course, maybe I need to throw out that perception. Maybe I should just nut up and do it. Give it a shot. I mean, I did that with FTL recently. That was another game where I'm like, I feel like mods are gonna break me. Terraria gets boring after a while. Oh, you got that right. Frankly, again, this is kind of one of those games where I'm like, why would anybody still be watching it on Twitch? I feel like playing it, but I don't know how many people will be around. Hey, get back here. Yeah, how about that? Eh? How about them apples? Cool. Alright, there's a puddle of water. This background reminds me of something. I'm a little bit worried about that. Are we heading towards the sand biome? I'm a little worried about that because I know the sand biome is a tiny bit of a bitch. Oh yeah, Fallout 4. You didn't touch the vanilla game again. Yes, oh. Yes, I am. I'm gonna go ahead and change directions. I'm not up for that. I know. Mods just, like, sort of completely and utterly break a game. Like, you never think of the... Funny enough, see, here's the thing. Really early game that I did that for, a really long time ago, was Halo for PC. Like the original Halo, like Halo Combat Evolved. They had a Halo Custom Edition, which was just, like, mods akimbo. Ridiculous. I'm trying to remember some of the ridiculous things you could do. It's like, custom warthogs, complete conversions where... I'm trying to remember some really good ones. Gigantic maps like Huge Ass, that kind of thing. And I played that for so long, and I'm like, well, I'm really, really bored of the base game now. I was like, Here, I'm gonna swap to that. That being said, I don't really think of the mods too fondly. In retrospect, nowadays I look back at Halo and I actually like Halo for its base game again. I don't know, it's kind of gone like full friggin' circle. So I think eventually you'll warm back up to the original feel of a video game. It's just gonna take you some time. Here, I need more torches. Set over there. Mods can get you better stuff. Oh, yes. Back to what I was talking about with the Halo mods. Oh my god, the weapons in there were ridiculous. Yeah, it was like machine gun rocket launcher. For no reason. Just, that exists now. What other things? Oh, I remember there was a shotgun that replaced all the shotgun bolts with sniper rifle rounds. That was fun, too. Just shred everything in front of you. There was also the nuke guns. Those were fun, too. It's sort of like Gary's mod. Gary's mod's really fun with all of the mods and all that stuff, up until you've blown things up with a nuke at least 500 times, and you're just like, well, this is starting to get kind of boring. I think I want to play Half-Life 2 again. Yeah, alright. Alright, we're deeply entrenched in the caverns. Light. Okay, so now what? I remember I managed to get down to hell with only using, like, my base tools one time. After being, like, extremely careful and making absolutely certain I wasn't touching anything dangerous, you know, something like that. Also, a whole lot of backtracking to get rid of a whole bunch of things that spawned. I made it into hell. I was ill-equipped as all... You know, I was very ill-equipped. Did I get burned? Good question. I don't remember. I might have... What I'm kind of looking for here is some kind of an actual, you know, a cave system. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, a decent, well-substantiated cave system. Something with a lot of resources on the walls. But you don't really run into that until you get really deep underground. Oh. Jungle? Yeah, if I want to die. Sure, yeah, it's pretty easy to find tunnel systems in the jungle. It's also easy to have your ass chomped by a gigantic piranha plant, but... Here. Yeah, crap. Where's the rope? I put away the rope. Get the grenades out. I don't know, I never have really good... Ooh, hello. Oh, that's a nice little bit of copper. I never have really good luck when it comes to throwing bombs or grenades. Unless I'm specifically using them for demolition. Like, that's it. That's the only time I'm actually really good with those. As weapons, So I'm trying to think of what I want to do first. Like, once I get all of these resources, what do I want to invest them in? You know, and in what order am I going to do... Oh yeah, you would kill yourself straight away. Ugh. Ooh, hello, Matt Webb. See, I think a lot of people still watch Terraria streams. I've had a lot of people, like, just, you know, jump in out of... Probably boredom. Just being like, oh, hey, this is on. Kill Skeletron. I enjoy life. I enjoy existing and living and having my lungs intact. That's another good thing. Pedguin? I'm trying to recall what that is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of Starbound, though. That was another game that we decided to play for a while, me and my buds. That lasted for a little while, and then we beat the game, and then we just sort of petered out from that. Oh, he's a Terraria streamer? Oh, okay. Oh, Terraria YouTuber. I see. I've seen a whole lot of YouTubers that, like, they specialize in one game and one game alone. Oh god. Let's just go ahead and bring up Northern Lion. I think we all know what game he uses on a regular basis. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think if there's any games in particular that I am really known for playing. Not really. I kind of just play any games that I'm like, hey, that looks good. That looks interesting. Or that looks fun. Or that should scar me for life. All right. Yeah. Stab it. Chippy Gaming, Python GB, Happy Days, all Terraria streamers. I see. I guess I have a hard time seeing, like, unless you're working directly with mods, I have a hard time seeing just stretching something out like that. Because, like you mentioned, Porky Pig, like, it gets stale over time. If I ever tried horror. I tend to not, just because that's not really my oeuvre. I don't really like horror games. I don't know. I don't like horror stuff in general. Like I've never liked the idea of being scared. You know, it's like scaring yourself for the sake of entertainment, or you know, not just entertainment for other people, but entertainment for yourself. It's like it's not really fun to be terrified. So I see some stuff over there. Kind of want to go for it. Here, can I? Yes, I can. Here. Oh, God, Outlast. I know what Outlast is. I've seen footage of that. How many hours do I have on this game? I mentioned it earlier in the stream. I've got something like 1,200 hours clocked into Terraria, and that's just on my own time. Ugh. That is 1,200 hours of time I will never get back. Yep. I'm trying to... I don't know. I tried playing the only time I ever tried to play a horror game, one time when... because I have the, like, Oculus dev kits and stuff like that. I also have the HTC Vive. That's fun, too. But, I have the Oculus dev kits, and I used the Oculus dev kit to play the Slender, the 8 Pages VR. And... Oh, oops. God damn it. I forgot. That's a thing that can happen. And there could be multiple plates. Anyway, no, I tried playing that. So, that was fun to play in VR. Horrific Runaway from Slender, the game. Though it was kind of daunting, though, because that's... The issue is, VR games, when you're piloting yourself via a controller, they haven't quite figured that out, or how to make it flow really well. So it just felt daunting to be controlling my movements with a controller while I was looking around. Lag. Oh, again, I'm sorry. They're coming out to fix the connection at some point. Actually, no. Here's a funny thing. Again, I've been in talks with pretty much everybody at my my internet service providers, and yes, they say that my equipment works absolutely fine. Which, you know, apparently it's either they're lying to me or they're right and it's something on their end. And from evidence, it looks like it is something on their end. But until they fix it on their end, there's not much I can do about it. The only good news is that there's a whole bunch of people also within this area that have come out and complained that they're having internet problems too. Are you not getting me? Hello? We're having fun. We're enjoying ourselves. Stream cutouts. Again, this will be uploaded to the YouTube and the VidMe channels. So that's good news. Hello? Are you guys still there? Oh, the lag stopped? Alright. For whatever reason, the graph actually did not register that. That's weird. Like, it seemed to be working perfectly fine up to that point. Very strange. I don't know. Again, I'm going to be uploading this to my YouTube and my VidMe channels. In the event anybody was really, really interested in whatever the heck I was talking about. Which, I don't know if you would. It completely stopped. Thank God. I think the worst... Oh, hey! Ooh! One of these things. Nice. I think one of the worst things about this problem right now that I'm having with my internet is that I literally can do nothing about it. You know? Like, in the event it was an issue with, like, my router, I could just go and get a replacement router. If it was a problem with if it was a problem with a cable, I could go out and buy some new cables. I can't go and fix the entire internet grid. I am not one of those. I'm not really well in tune for that. Oh, hey, recall potion. Nice. Here. I'm gonna move those aside. I'm gonna use the recall potion in the event I'm in big ass trouble. gold chest. All right, anything else down here? The flare gun. Oh, it's good. Flare gun is like, okay, is it just me, or is the flare gun really useless? Or, you know, like, I guess it could help light up a cave or something, but... I don't know. It's just always felt useless to me. It's useless. Yep. Yay! Puny pea shooter. Shoots light. Good. I see some more stuff up here. Looks a little dangerous to grab it, though. Kinda just want to keep tunneling my way down. Especially now that I have recall potion. And that I don't have to worry about just, you know, having to try and find my way up. I suppose I should also be collecting these cobwebs for the sake of making beds. That's another thing. The blow dart's better. Honestly, I don't know if I've used either of them. Actually, maybe. I think I used the blow darts once. Okay, got enough height. In general, I like the fancy swords. I mean, that's why you would play Terraria, to get to the very end and get all the really nice fancy swords. That's what I played for, anyway. You like magic? Magic! Feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else kind of cool that I've seen recently in pop culture. I don't know. Aside from that, again, IBM managing to fit 330 terabytes of information on basically this... a piece of metal the size of a piece of gum. Like, that's ridiculous. Magic Man! Alright. See some more stuff down here. Hold up. Again, when it comes to streams like this, I like to come up with some ideas for things to talk about, like, in between me doing this stuff. And it's just real quiet and nothing happens aside from that. But I didn't really have anything today. Like, it's been kind of uneventful, at least on the side of tech and news of that nature. And it doesn't help that I don't have anything in my sights right now that I'm desperate to have. Again, I'm still drooling over the DJI Spark. I would love to have that. Because that thing looks fun. I actually heard that there were a whole bunch of DJI Sparks that were recalled. Or something to that degree. I think it was recalling. Because a whole lot of them were, like, falling out of the sky while they were flying. But, you know, that's terrifying. Especially for something like a $500 investment. Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. I have not seen much Adventure Time. I saw, like, the first season. Like, the entirety of the first season. I liked the first season, and for whatever reason, I just never got around to watching any of the rest of it. I know. Chalk me up as weird. I don't know. I like, problem is, I don't watch a whole lot of television nowadays. That's my biggest issue, is that I don't watch a whole lot of television, so that ends, you know. Subsequent, I don't have a whole lot of, I don't know. How dare I? I know it's a good show, you know. I'll give it that. Like, it's very what is it? It's very inventive. It's got a whole lot of quirkiness, some fun, some laughs. Yeah, anime's good. I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of anime. I have friends who are absolutely ridiculously into anime. I guess there's one friend. I forget what series what it is. It's this anime where it's an MMO where a guy, he gets in on some kind of a beta or something to that degree, and then the servers are going to, like, the game's going to end, the servers are going to be shut down and all that jazz, so everybody's just sort of waiting for the end. He's sitting in there. It's also like a virtual reality game, too. So he's just sitting there watching the clock down. Actually, no, it's not Sword Art Online, but it's literally, it's one of those games that's like very... No. One of those animes that's very, very similar. It's like it takes the concept and almost directly copies it. One of those kind of things. And this one just recently came out. That's another thing, too. And he's just waiting. He's watching the clock tick down. And then for whatever reason, when the clock ticks all the way to 0, it starts ticking upwards again. And he's confused. It's like, okay, what? Why is it suddenly ticking upwards? And then his, I'm trying to remember, basically his maid sidekick is just like, Master, what's wrong? Are you feeling all right? And then he looks at her, it's just like, why did your lips move when you said that dialogue? It's just like, what? What are you talking about, Master? And it turns out that he's currently living in that game's reality now somehow. And he has absolutely no idea why. I'm trying to remember what anime it's called. Oh, Overlord? I think it might have been. I think it might have been Overlord. Because now he's got all of these, all of these beta things. Now that he has been on the beta, he's got all of these extra powers, and he's basically a god in this MMORPG in virtual reality. And he's essentially using it for, I'm going to say evil. Evil's a good word for it. It's being like, I wonder if I could conquer this entire place. No other reason aside from, why the hell not? Let's see if I can do it. So I thought that was kind of a funny... It sounds like a pretty interesting anime, but I don't watch a whole lot of it. I've mentioned it before, but... Yeah, I see the chest. I've mentioned it before, but one anime that I really... I'm waiting for as many of the parts as possible to get dubbed and released as like a Blu-ray in the States. Digimon Adventure Tri. Because I was huge into Digimon back in the days. Hello. What do we have? Oh, healing. Just a regular healing potion. And a Ruthless Enchanted Boomerang. My Hero Academia. I've heard the name. I don't remember. Thorns Potion. Got a lot of silver bars. Here. Stock up on gold chests. Use the enchanted boomerang. Here, I'm gonna swap. Actually, come to think of it, that'll probably help me out a lot if I start using this. Yeah, instead of using my sword. Here, can I? Oh yeah, that helps. That helps out a lot. Oh, dear shit. Jeez, I didn't even see him. It's freaking dark in here. All right, now where? I think I want to side skirt all that and just move this way. But anyway, yeah. Now I'm just waiting for all the Digimon Adventure Tri parts to come out, and then I'm going to be watching all of that. How long have I been live? I've been live since about 7 o'clock. Yeah, basically, you popped on right around the time when I was starting. So you haven't really missed anything. As well as also, this is the first time I'm playing on this world too. So, yeah. Get out of here. Do I watch Pokemon XY? No. Again, I don't watch a whole lot of TV nowadays. A huge portion of what I watch is YouTubers, and I also do a whole lot of video game stuff. And then on the side, I do editing of a whole lot of just these streams and videos and stuff like that. Got some side projects I'm working on. And also, I'm an adult. So that doesn't help things either. And having to do adult things, that's another thing. Merp. You have school. Eh, it's not the worst thing in the world. There we go. I say that as I remember distinctly not liking school. In retrospect, I think school was okay. At the time, I absolutely hated it, and I wanted all of my teachers to, go screw themselves. Again, like, in retrospect, exams, tests, homework, all that stuff, it's not all that bad when you look at it in hindsight, I will say. So, I'm just going to say that right off the bat. You hate it? Oh, you'll hate more things. I will guarantee you that. Not going to go into detail. Just you're probably going to hate other things. I guess I'm trying to think back and just stuff in particular that I didn't like about my school. Well, it didn't help that basically the entirety of the school was funding the football team and absolutely nothing else. Every single other teacher on the face of that planet didn't... Everybody else, they didn't get any funding for anything. You know, they essentially had to scrounge for all their stuff. Like, the art teachers, they didn't get any flexible anything. They were forced to make a curriculum out of, tissue paper, crap like that. You know, like, the band stuff, okay, yeah, the band stuff's good, because they cheer on the football players. Like, who cares about football? I certainly don't. It's like, by all means, make the football thing a thing, but yeah, I don't care nearly enough for it to be taking at least 50% of the school's money. And then the rest of it is spent trying to make curriculums and make certain teaching courses and things saying, oh, no, see, we're diverse, we swear to God, but, you know, it's a front. Lag? Yeah. Again, I apologize. The weird thing is that are you sure it's not on your end? I'm sort of wondering that. Let's see, you're using... Actually, come to think of it, I didn't even know that Mixer worked on Xbox One. That's weird. I never knew that. You need to go? Hey, no problem. And thanks for stopping in the chat. It's been fun. Here, I'm gonna continue just working on drilling my way down. Probably get eaten by a lava shark or whatever. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of some more other things that I hated in school. You know, just that. The fact that things were not funded properly. And it really felt like there wasn't a whole lot of love or attention that was brought into the classrooms. And there were a whole lot of teachers that actively, they were not happy. They were not happy just teaching there. Like, you could clearly tell on their faces. You know, like, very clearly people were slowly dying. Just, they were there for the paycheck, and that was the end of it. I know I had one math teacher. She was kind of the antithesis of, I don't give two shits about any of you. Here is a packet of math. You do it. You bring the homework back, and then that's the end of it. He's like, I don't care. It's like, I don't want to hear any questions like, how is this math going to help us in the real world? Shut your mouth, kid. Just do your packet and be happy with it. It's like, well, okay, all right. I remember having that a whole lot. As well as, apparently, our math teacher in particular, like, I've heard some stories about how apparently this math teacher in particular was actually one of the worst ones. Not to say that you had a whole lot of choices, but, like, more like in other schools. Like, people have told stories about this math teacher that we had, and apparently they're actually, genuinely, she was pretty bad. Because a whole lot of people from other schools were just like, that's fucking awful. Like, really? This isn't something that's regular? Hell no, dude. Of course not. What are you talking about? Dude, you got gypped. You're like, your teacher sucked. I was like, oh, okay. Well, now I know. Again, I will not be giving any names just because I don't want to slander. I don't want to do anything like that. But I will say, I was one of the kids that I was one of the kids that this teacher taught, and yeah, they didn't like. It really came off like she was just throwing packets at people. It's been like, okay, here's the curriculum. I give no craps anymore about anything, and I don't care about any of you. Here's what we're learning. Okay, move on. I mean, aside from that, I feel like there was also a portion of that that had something to do with... Oh, I feel like the school was probably forcing her to teach a lot of different math equations and different math stuff to people on a very tight budget and a very tight curriculum and a very tight, like, amount of time. Like, that's another thing. I feel like that's a huge portion of why she was upset. Because, you know, not only does she has to teach all these bratty children, but she also has to teach them while also doing it at Mach speed. I know I wouldn't like that if I had to. There. Now, funny enough, I'm looking at the connection, and aside from a couple of hiccups, we're actually doing pretty good. Though, apparently, my graph does not read all of the hiccups that happen. Again, I think this is just a good identifier for when big hiccups happen. Like, the whole 10-second ones. Hence why I don't want to do anything too strenuous right now, you know? Okay, this is a little bit dangerous. Okay, so we have some sort of a crawdads just walking around doing whatever the hell. You know, I don't want to think too negatively about school. I want to think of some positives too. I had some pretty good history teachers, which is weird. Like the history teachers that I had when I was at school, they had actually a whole lot of energy and ambition for teaching about history. A whole lot of them. And they had a good attitude. They were really good with they were really good with the kids. There was one in particular though. Again, not saying any particular names just because I don't want to slander anybody. There was one really good teacher, like ridiculously good. Oh hey, I got a rally. Nice. Can I swap that out? I don't know how effective it is. Oh god. Nope. Oh, it's very effective. And it's just a plain old rally. I like it, though. I can use this to grab all the webs. Isn't it like the newer rallies, or like the better ones, they stay out for longer? I think that's what it is. Alright, I heard a zombie. I heard you. So far, I think we're doing pretty good. All right, no, back to what I was saying. So, yeah, one history teacher. Now, one of the biggest problems when it came to his history class, though, is that... Now, I don't know if this was just me or if it was, like, anybody else within this classroom. But unfortunately, our history teacher, like... He was really bombastic and he was really excited about history. But for whatever reason, I couldn't actually absorb any of the stuff that he was teaching. And the main reason why is because... I was more entertained by him than anything. I was less learning about the history. I was just sort of, you know, he was sort of one big old distraction to the actual lesson plan. You know, it's like I really liked his class, but I tended to not even remember any of the things that he taught me. And then he would hand over the work forms, but the work forms were boring, and I didn't really want to deal with those, and you know, I didn't really care all that much. And that's not all that great. You know, you kind of have to do your homework in order to pass classes, so it wasn't all that great in that class by extension. But I liked the class, and I liked learning about history and all that stuff. Come to think of it, I think history is actually really interesting. Maybe partly having to do with him, because he kind of he shined it in a pretty good light. Being like, yeah, history, it's like, you know, it's this amazing thing that teaches us what not to do, or... Oh. What am I playing this on? I am currently playing this on PC. Here. But again, I'm not going to be bringing anybody in. I'm just playing this myself. And I'm just sort of musing about my history teacher. Because again, he was good, but for whatever reason, like, I couldn't absorb anything. Because I was more entrenched by his words rather than the substance of his words. You know, he was a funny dude. But here's the creepy thing, though. Now, I took his class, all this stuff, and then I moved on to... I'm trying to think. It was something like 3 years later. I was in school. And he had announced that he was going on, like, vacation or something to that degree. And he was taking a whole bunch of, like, paid time off from the school. He left. And then, for whatever reason, nobody heard anything from him again. He just disappeared out of goddamn nowhere. I think eventually they did find him, and they found out that he had moved away. Like, he had taken all of the money he had gotten from paid time off, and he, like, moved to somewhere else. And I don't think anybody in the class expected that. It's like, oh, what? Ah. Hello, Best Gaming. But yeah, you don't expect that your freaking history teacher is just going to book it out of the state that quickly with a whole bunch of paid time off money. I guess, you know, shame on my school for just handing him all that money out of absolutely nowhere, out of pocket, in full, instead of, you know, funding him bi-monthly or something like that. Oh, God. Stop it. So, that was an interesting teacher, but yeah, in hindsight, oh my God, like, I guess he did kind of have that kind of attitude that I would have expected him to run off with a whole bunch of money from the school. Yeah, hindsight's 20/20. But yeah, by then, at the time, you're completely blind. That's the issue. That was a good teacher. So, you know, one bad math teacher and one sleazy but good-hearted history teacher. It's like, okay. I didn't have a great school. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so bird-brained nowadays. Trying to think. But I did have a few other history teachers that they had just as much enthusiasm for history. Just being like, hey, history, it's the thing that keeps us from repeating the past. Although for some reason we do. That was another thing that I saw in a lot of my history teachers. Like, they tended to teach history, but because they teach history, they know a lot about, like, the past of, like, America and things of that nature. It's like, did you know George Washington mentioned that he thought the, you know, a two-party system was going to not be beneficial, and that it would culminate in just a whole bunch of people fighting. And I'm like, oh my God, he was fucking psychic. So, yeah. I do have a little bit of an interest in history. So, I mean, not a hardcore one. But it is kind of fascinating just to look back and think about that stuff. That's why, have you ever seen the YouTube channel, Extra Credits? You ever seen those guys? Now, have you ever seen their, like, extra history segment? That is a real good segment. Where they just talk about history. And they came up with it around... Again, it's around the concept of, hey, we like history, and we like talking about it. So we're just going to make a show about it. And that's kind of awesome. Like, I like that. I appreciate that. Being like, you know, we like this thing, so we're just going to start talking about it. And it's a good show. Now, I'm trying to think. One of my favorite ones of theirs was, oh, shit, there's a whole lot of really favorite ones of mine. I think one of my favorites is when they talk about the South Seas bubble, which is, for some people, that's probably the most boring-ass thing to possibly listen to. But it's all about economics. I know. Hello. You know, welcome to the side of me as being a boring-ass adult. No, but it talks about economics and that kind of thing. And the fact that there was a whole bunch of Brits that were setting themselves up to set up a big old economic bubble, essentially inflating the hell out of the price of something that was entirely worthless. And then once people started to realize, oh hey, it's worthless, suddenly they lose their investment, Suddenly a whole lot of people lose their shirts, that kind of thing. And it was interesting to watch because it's fun to look back in hindsight at some of the ridiculousness of some of these situations. And yeah, economics, that definitely is a hindsight 2020, oh, well, we fucked up kind of thing. That, and I think their coverage on World War II was also pretty good. Especially the assassination of Franz Ferdinand was another. It was a good thing that they covered. And all of the stupid things that had to happen before an assassination for Franz Ferdinand was even possible. But somehow it actually happened, and then that started World War II and a whole lot of terrible things. I don't know. Am I being interesting, or is this absolutely boring? My guess it's the first one. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Thanks for shining some light on my situation. Let's see. How's the picture holding out for people? I'm kind of interested in knowing that. Like, is it holding straight and true, or has it cut out a couple of times for people? Oh, I'm trying to think. Okay, so we've talked about history, we've talked about all that stuff. I'm trying to think of some more stuff that happened in school that I was kind of interested in. Lunch. Okay, there we go. That's the end of it. Now, that was my absolute best class, because I was very good at that one. I've heard that joke several times. That is not new at all. Though, funny enough, like, I don't know. My school was not great when it came to the quality of the lunches, but it was at least palatable. You know, it was edible. It was food. And you could eat it. So, I guess that's a positive. You know? Alright. I'm trying to do some other stuff. Language arts. Always was just kind of bored with that one. Ooh, hey, I got a bunch of gold there. Here, hold up. I need to start kicking some stuff out. Oh. Alright, then. Alright. So the interesting thing, like, there's one or two things that I was very good with when it came to school, and then there was some things that I was just trash with. One thing that I was very good with for a very odd reason, English. I honestly could not tell you why why I was as good with English as I was, but English, for whatever reason, made sense to me. What the hell is that? Is that one of those salamander things? I think I heard one of them. But no, that's... I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm perfect when it comes to spelling, but I am pretty decent at it. Which is hilarious because there's... Everybody and their dog talks about how the English language is one of the stupidest languages on the face of the earth. And I agree with you. After years and years of, you know, using the English language and understanding it and knowing how it works, I can say, like, down pat to a T, yeah, the English language is stupid. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It breaks rules whenever the hell it wants. It has bullshit rules for no apparent reason, and then breaks those rules for no reason. And it's like, it's not a language that actually makes any form of sense. Like, say what you will about how hard it is to learn something like Japanese. I've looked into it, and there is a whole lot of characters that you need to learn when you're learning Japanese. But say what you will about that, but you know, at the very least, stuff makes sense in Japanese. You know, it, like, completely. There isn't any weird mixes of characters and things. It's a mixture of characters is what it is, and there's really, like, very little doubling up. I'm trying to think of some good examples. I don't know, like there, and there, that kind of thing. Like, that's something that would never goddamn happen within Japanese, or, you know, at least not to the degree that English is. I forget who it was that said this phrase. It was like, English is the language that takes other languages out back and beats them to death with a shillelagh, or, you know, something like that. Like, English is the schoolyard bully that beats up other languages, is kind of the thing. For no other reason aside from, meh, because I wanna. Okay. So I hear a whole lot of splashing underneath me. Not gonna lie, a little terrified. So how far have I gotten so far? Let me take a look at this. Wow. That's far. So we've been streaming for about an hour and 30 minutes, and I actually feel like we've gotten quite a bit done here. Not a crap ton, but, like, definitely we've been collecting a whole lot of resources, and I feel like we're in a pretty substantial circumstance. Okay, no. Jeez, there's me going off with actually using English. No, you know, so like, for whatever reason, I like using big words. Not for the sake of sounding smart or anything, it's just I use a lot of big words just because I'm comfortable with using big words. Like, I don't know where that comes from. Just like, for whatever reason, it makes sense in my brain. I get it. You know, if there's a big fancy word that I could use, I like to use it. And if there's a big fancy word that I know exists that I really want to use, and I don't remember what it is, my brain freezes, and I don't do anything until I finally manage to remember what the hell the word was. You know, it's just like, okay, oh yeah, that, oh, what's the word? It's like, you know, it's exciting, but it's more, extravagant, that's the word. Just like, I do that a lot. You've probably seen that a lot within my streams, just me freezing and being like, how do I explain that? Even though I could probably explain it a lot better if I just used a smaller word. Again, not on purpose, for whatever reason, I'm just like, I have a Rolodex of a word that would be perfect here. Not for the sake of showing anything off, but just being like, I think this word would fit. But what is the word? What is the word? The bird is not the word. No. Shush. I know what you're thinking. Hey, look, a heart. So we've gotten low enough that we can find... Actually, no. Come to think of it, don't hearts just sort of appear randomly within the dungeons? I think that's the case. Oh, God! You bastard. Okay. What can I get rid of here? I want to keep the bombs. This. Get out of here, skeleton bastard. I do like the fact that whenever you're crawling around in Terraria, like, you know, I mean, for example, like, I have not died once here, but I've managed to just explore a whole bunch without getting a whole bunch of armor. It's just a matter of being good. That's another thing, you know. I'm not trying. Again, I'm not trying to fluff my ego or anything. I'm just being like, yeah. All I'm saying is that if you know a thing or two about Terraria, and if you know hazards, if you know how to keep yourself alive, you could theoretically climb around underground. You're perfectly fine. And then if you do that, you're rewarded with finding a whole bunch of cool items, like, you know, like the rally, for instance. I'm not gonna lie, though, that was a, I don't know, that was a pretty genius bit of advertising that they did when they added the yo-yos. Because now all I want to do is buy a rally yo-yo. I don't even yo-yo. I'm just like, I would like to have one. Okay. Ooh, hello. Okay, I'm running out of rope. Can we find a dungeon or some place that would happen to have a whole bunch of rope? I suppose. How do you make rope? I'm trying to remember. Is it like... Damn it. Actually, no, I don't think you can make rope. I think you have to buy it. Unless you find it. Finding it is very easy, though. Trying to think of some other things that I've done in Terraria. Oh, I suppose I could go into detail about the moon boss. That was a fun boss to fight, but the moon boss was the first... It's like the first time I've ever had a migraine headache. And I am not kidding. Like, I swear to God, like, that is absolutely true. I was trying desperately to fight him, like, and the thing is, I was playing the game by myself. Yeah, I didn't have any friends to come out and help me out with it. You know, nobody was there to help with fighting this guy off, so I was kind of my own man, my one man. And I was doing the setup where you put up a whole bunch of asphalt, and then you just run across the sky, and that makes it so that the guy cannot catch you. You know, like that strategy. I looked into it, you know, that's the strategy that's one of the best ones when it comes to fighting the moon boss. So I was doing that. Running back and forth, there was a whole bunch of just flickery lights, a whole bunch of lights, and I was super, uber concentrating. Now, on top of that, I was also coming down with sort of a head cold kind of thing. You know, I was kind of stuffed up, but it was like the beginning waves of a head cold. That kind of thing. You know, sort of like infected sinuses. Basically, when your head just feels bloated, that kind of thing. But the thing is, it was like the very beginning stages of that, so I couldn't even really tell. So, you know, I wasn't being too careful about images and flashing lights and all that kind of thing. I was just playing video game. I didn't really care all that much. So I'm doing the boss, all that stuff, and I'm just fighting him, and, you know, all of the light in the game was... Oh, oopsies. All the light in the game was centering to a very specific center point. And just as I beat the boss, like, I just beat him. Oh, hold on a second. Just as I managed to defeat the lunar boss, like, I felt very fulfilled, but as soon as I beat the lunar boss, I was filled with another, what would be? Here I am again. Here we go again. Just like, what's the word? Sensation. That's a good word. I was filled with another kind of sensation, where all of a sudden, I felt like my vision was narrowed. I'm like, alright, well, maybe that's because I've just been staring at a whole lot of light and angled light for a very long period of time. But, you know, it stayed, like, my vision stayed narrow, and I suddenly felt really, really queasy. And I also felt just the worst pain in my head. Like, a ridiculous pain. Like, a mix between being nauseous and headache at the exact same time. Which, like, as soon as it started happening, I was like, oh god, what does this mean? What does this mean? And, like, I instantaneously looked up the symptoms online. Because, you know, that's the safest place to put it. Like, that's the safest place to look up your symptoms, right? You know, in no way is the internet going to feed back to you that, oh yeah, you've got cancer of the brain. You know. But no, I looked it up, and according to the symptoms that I had outlined, I found out that, yeah, what I basically had was a migraine headache. It's like a telltale, perfect description, definition of a migraine headache. It's just, you know, a whole bunch of being nauseous and headache and that kind of thing. Narrowed vision. Like, the symptoms perfectly lined up. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it just recommended just drink fluids, that kind of thing. I followed the instructions to a T, being like, okay, here's what I should do. And I got better. And I haven't had a migraine headache since. And again, I have not found myself in a situation where that would happen all that often at all. Because that's the thing, I don't have migraine headaches on a regular basis, so all it took was... Here, I'm gonna heal myself because they're... So yeah, all it took for me to get a migraine headache is fighting the moon boss with the start, you know, the beginnings of a head cold. Hold on a second. Is that jellyfish or is that... We're tunneling down. Hold on a second. Oh my god! Hey! Look what we found! Here, we're gonna tunnel down there and we're gonna grab ourselves some mushrooms. Some seeds. And maybe we can make ourselves a mushroom biome above ground. Although I think I'm gonna try and... if I were to do anything, I kind of want to make a mushroom farm. Just so that I have a better chance of getting, what was it, like the mushroom worm or whatever. Oh, hi. Screw you. Okay. Can one of these things hand me some... Oh, boy. Ooh. Llewellyn the Traveling Merchant. That's all nice, but I... Oh, boy. That's not enough string to get back up. So, yeah, I guess now that I'm down here, I'm not coming back. Unless I use that potion. Which is entirely possible. But anywho, yeah. I have not defeated the Mooter boss since then. The Lunar boss, rather. Now, I haven't looked into any of the updates that have recently happened for Terraria. And I don't know if there's anything particularly new. Or anything that's, like, you know, super brand new. I've heard that the upgrades to Terraria are just a whole lot of aesthetic choices. You know, aesthetics. Visual things. Which, hey, I'm not gonna make fun of that. Like, if they want to make the game look prettier, then hey, by all means. I'm cool with that. Alright, I guess I don't have a choice. Oh, God. Ice biome, too? Oh, God. No, it's dark down here. Jesus. Get fucked, bats. All right. Right, I'm so close to... Here, did I grab any rope while I was just falling or killing things? No. I guess now I'm going to have to resort to actually building structures. Here, let me do that. I'm going to build it down this way. That's why I like rope. It doesn't require me to actually build things that obstruct my my path. Or having to constantly build the wooden shelves. Okay. Let me see. It's been a very long time since, again, me and the guys have just gotten together and played a little bit of Terraria. I considered at one point, I kind of thought that maybe one of them would be interested in, you know, doing some collaborative Terrariaing kind of thing. Thought about doing that. Like, that might be fun. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, crap. Alright, well, I made it here. Good. So, let's see if we can get ourselves some seeds, huh? Damn it. There. Okay. Oh, hey, a little bit of rope. Good. I guess that'll help, but I've sort of resulted... I've resorted to just... essentially just grabbing as much, Oh, crap, I should probably, hold on. Clean out this inventory again. Here, I want to make sure that I have a clean inventory, you know, in the event I pass over some of the seeds. They're very easy to lose that way. I'm going to keep that. Get rid of that. Because I can get more of that. A mud block... Actually, I might need mud blocks, considering I might... You know, if I'm going to be planting any gardens. I got some gold. Dang it. That's a problem. There's way too many ores in this game now. Too many ores standard, and it's very easy to get a whole bunch of them. Toss that. Less, silt is kind of nice. Oh, you get the hell out of here. That's what I thought. All right. All right. So far, nothing of note. Oh my god, look, wait a minute. No, there's definitely something of note. Look at Jesus. 2 hearts. I'm thinking about holding on, by the way, I'm thinking about holding on to those hearts too. I want to hold on to them until I get like a full inventory of health. And also, on top of that, what I want to do is I want to grab, what would really help me out, if I want to fight the Eye, you know, the Eye of Cthulhu, as it were. I want to see if I can try and find one of the floating islands. Because if I can find a floating island, if I can get the Star Fury, then, yeah. The Eye of Cthulhu is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Like, it will not be hard to take care of him. Call that cheap. Call it whatever you want. But I would like to do it in that fashion. Because it's easier. And it's easier on my brain. Yep. So now I'm kind of worrying. Because apparently there's a snow biome directly underneath this place. Yeah, like going that direction. And I know the snow biomes are kind of dangerous. Honestly, I kind of want to just... I've collected a lot of stuff up to this point. Piranha? What? Oh, okay, never mind. Alright, no, I kind of want to just call it quits with this. Because I've got a heck of a lot of stuff. I kind of want to go back to the base and just drop all this stuff off. Especially the money. I got... Well, let me take a look at this money. 3 gold. That can go pretty far. Especially at the beginning. I've also got 2 gold chests. So... I'm back! Hi, how you doing? You see. I don't really refund for buyer's remorse. Or for any other reason, really. What do you have? DPS meters... I've never liked the things this guy sells. They're like extracurricular bull craps. How you guys doing? So, yeah. Let's build stuff, shall we? Okay, first and foremost, actually, since we've actually collected gold chests, how about we do this? Hello, sir. I'm gonna start with you. Okay. Damn it. Okay, I keep forgetting what tools I'm going to use in here. Okay, how I usually do this is I tend to do this. Oh, actually, no. Oh, I think I did this completely wrong. Oh, crap. Oops. Here. Good thing I caught this real early. So here's what I tend to do. I tend to make the door out to about here. Oh, crap. All right, here. Need to swap everything out. That. Cool. Oh, and the door. Son of a bitch. There we go. So that. Set the chair down here. Here's your table, sir. I'm sorry I took it. And then I usually put a bed here. And then I'm trying to use up as much space as possible here. Plop that down. And then I put the chests here and here. And then it just goes up from here. Like, this is the most janky version of inventory management you will ever see in your life. This right here. But yeah, it is my lazy route where I just like, okay, got a whole bunch of resources. I'm gonna go ahead and pile them all in here. A few exceptions. I tried to sort it out a little bit. Like, you know, I'll try and put ores in one chest. I'll try and put some other materials in other ones, but there's so many different items in this game that I don't even care. Like, I don't pay attention. Takes me a little while to find things, but you know, as long as I try and keep a kind of a sharp memory on this stuff, I'm fine. I'm good. And frankly, I don't care. So let's drop off a bunch of stuff. So there's this, that. Honestly, I could probably just drop off mostly everything here. There. I'm gonna keep those potions. Put those away. Well, hold on a second. Pretty early on, I'm gonna drop those off. Don't need the silt. I don't need to be carrying around a big old bag of silt. Actually, no. I'm gonna carry some dirt just in case. Put away that dirt. Put away that. Funny thing is that, like, if you've played Terraria, you know that every single thing in Terraria is useful. Everything. Every tiny little piece of whatever you find in the world is useful in some certain degree, and it all ties back around to... Like, it all ties back around to late-game items. You know, that's the point where you're like, oh shit, I need to make a potion, but I don't have this thing, because I threw all that away. It's obnoxious as all hell. Like, I can see why they did it. It's being like, hey, look at all the usefulness everything has over time. Still annoying. Like, that's... Alright. So that's that. I guess now I'm going to have to go and adjust every single one of these rooms. Here. I apologize. I'm going to have to hollow out all your rooms. Move all of the items. Hey, buddy. Stole his chair. Just being like, nope, you are not allowed to sit. Plop that down here. And again, I think this is 4 spaces, so this is going to have the bed in it. And I'm going to be setting this up the same for, like, everybody. I don't know why I set up beds. I discovered a long time ago that you actually don't need beds to make these rooms work. I think I just do it for the... There's a certain form of aesthetic charm that I try to give to these guys. Just be like, yeah, they actually have places to sleep. See? I'm not a terrible god. I swear I'm not. Right. Okay. Now... We got those in there. We're good for now. Oh, no, wait. Nearly forgot. I'm trying to fix these walls. Oh, hey, I just noticed something. Did they change the way that blocks, like, move? Hold on a second. Here, I'm gonna pop those down, and... Yeah, I think the textures, like, sort of pop out as you break them. That's cool. And a very light change, but it's kind of a good one. Again, it's sort of useless, but I'm cool with that. Speaking of which, I wanted to look up that one thing. Hold on. When I'm done adjusting this, I'm going to go into the settings and look at something. There's something that caught my eye while I was just setting up for stream tonight. There we go. Lay down some torches. Everything's lit. Everything's pretty. And because of the fact that I have so many NPCs here, nothing's spawning. So it's actually quiet. Okay, so I want to look at the settings real quick. I want to go into video, resolution, parallax. I forget what parallax is. Parallax is that, you know, like the scrolling thing where the depth of certain stuff is behind it. So 60%. 85%. Is it like just the speed of everything behind me or something? Oh, there's the map. Here, I'm gonna set that back to 60 because frame skip. I don't remember what frame skip does. Anyway, lighting, color, white, retro in the event you miss the old lighting system of Terraria. I don't know why the hell you would. Trippy, which I think is just really, really colorful. Yeah, I like color. Color adds a lot more quality. Multi-core lighting. Ooh. Meh. I'm fine with not using up extra. You know, I like the way it looks now. I don't need to buff up the volume a little, bump up the volume. Quality auto. That's fine. The backgrounds are on. Blood and gore is on. Heat distortion. Actually, wait. Heat distortion didn't exist in the original Terraria, did it? Storm effects enabled. Okay. Waves quality high. So, I feel like there's just a whole lot of base things that they've adjusted and changed. And I got no problem with that. Here, I'm gonna grab that. Let's see, I suppose now I could probably build that furnace. There. Son of a whore. There. Here, I want to fix this grass. I like having a clean lawn. I like making it look nice. There. Nice and symmetric. Right. Let's build that furnace now, shall we? Furnace requires a whole bunch more rock, so... Why did I put away all of my stuff when I need to build shit? Okay. What else does it take? Does it... What else does furnace take? I'm trying to remember. Because it does... It did... Some of this. Don't think it takes dirt. Burr. I don't recall. It doesn't look like an... Oh, wait, no, I'm nowhere... I'm nowhere near the crafting table. Hold up. There we go. Sorry, I'll get into... My head is not 100% in this right now. My bad. Furnace. Right, I think I made this place with 21 blocks, so I'm going to put the furnace right in the center. Place that down there. And now we can forge ourselves some metal now. Crap, I need to go grab all the metal. There. Are you in Prospector? Now, I forget. There is very little reason to keep things as ore, right? Like, there's a couple of things that actually require it to stay as ore, but for certain scenarios, but I feel like I could probably go and just look for more ore. That's a lot of lead. Alright, let's make this. Boink. Right, and now we can make ourselves some weapons. The question now remains, what exactly do I want to build? Platinum is probably going to be the best armor that I could be wearing right about now. Did I collect any platinum bars before I... No, this is all I got. Crap. Oh, it takes so much platinum just to be able to make some armor, too. I think it's something like 54 platinum, and you can have a full set of platinum armor. If I'm remembering it correctly. Right then. So... I guess I'm just trying to think, what should I do next? Got myself some rope. I could build onto the tower. Possibly. I don't know. That's gonna take some time. I don't know. I've been streaming for like 2 hours, and I'm getting a little bit tired. So I kind of want to just call this for now. And then jump back into Terraria at some other time. But I will say, the Terraria stream tonight it's hugely just been sort of a test stream to test things out and see, you know, how the internet holds, how things go, and whether or not we have any sort of outages. It looked like we had some weird glitches here and there, but it actually held out tonight. I'm not sure how. I don't know why. I'm crossing my fingers that now that they have confirmed that multiple people in the area are having the exact same problem, I'm hoping that'll finally point them in the direction of where the problem is, and they will fix it. That's my hope. That is what I'm praying for, and I'm hoping we can finally start streaming without these technical difficulties, and I can stop apologizing. Because it has been horse malarkey. But, yeah, no, I don't know. It just gets sad. Like, there's a whole lot of games that I really want to dive back into. Like, today, I really wanted to dive back into Paradigm, but I didn't want to do that because I don't want... Paradigm's one of those games that I want to be enjoying myself while playing. I'm not going to enjoy playing the Paradigm when there's problems afoot. You know, when the network is having issues, I'm not going to be having fun. You know, I'm just not. So, Yeah, I figured, like, Terraria, if we have some sort of a technical difficulty, at the very least, I've got missions and I got things I'm doing. So it's going to hurt a lot less if all of a sudden, you know, spontaneously the internet goes out. But it's been fun. We've had some people pop in here, and I appreciate it very much. Okay. But no, I think we're going to call it for tonight. Call it during nighttime, and that will do it. I'm sort of debating on whether or not I want to grind up a little bit and just get some resources for the next time we do Terraria. Or if I could just play Terraria myself, that's also possible. Merp. But yeah, for now, I think we are going to call it. So, thanks everybody for popping out and watching the stream. I appreciate it. If you want to take a look at this episode anytime after it's done, I'm going to be uploading it to my YouTubes and my VidMe channels shortly after this stream is finished and after it's done processing, that kind of thing. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Saturday and Sunday. Actually, no, I'm sort of stuck in the old way I used to do streams, where I used to have a stream schedule where it was more brand new games happen on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Wednesday it's retro stuff. Now, I threw that out the window after a while of me realizing that's really putting me in a position where I'm playing video games I don't want to play on certain days just because it's themed as a day. I threw out themes a long time ago, and I just play whatever the heck I want. So how about just a couple of games that I'm currently playing? Phoenix Wright, that's a big one that I've been playing as of late. Let's see. I play a whole bunch of roguelikes, so stuff like Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon. Dead Cells has gotten really good on me. Like, I played it a little bit on my off time recently. A little bit, just because I really badly wanted to play it. What other game? Again, Paradigm. I want to get back into that. Me and my buddy Ben need to get back together, and we need to play the Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker. We need to get back into that, because that was interesting. I want to get back into it as soon as I can. But, yeah. That's enough of this for now. So I'm going to click off the window, and we are going to call it. So, again, thanks everybody for popping out. See you next time.